Ricky, coming back for one more year. This is your final year of eligibility, right?
Yes,
coming
sir.
up?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I know last year it was kind of up and down for you. You struggled with injuries and stuff and being healthy, especially when Big 12 play started. So just kind of talk about this final year for you. It's an important year. I'm sure you want to do whatever it takes to get looks at the next level. Just kind of talk about what your focus and priority will be for this final year for you.
This final year is just going back and just reproving myself. I definitely have to play for something to prove, and so right now it starts just in the off season. Working, be as healthy as possible, and really just taking my training to the next level.
Ricky, what kind of went involved in your decision to come back, and what ultimately led you to decide that it was the right choice to be back?
Honestly, just realizing after that bowl game, realized looking back on the season, really taking time to look in the mirror, I realized I couldn't give my all. I played as hard as I could for my team, but it wasn't good enough. I wasn't healthy. So right now, this looking back on it, I knew this season I had to come back and really just reprove myself prove myself and basically show the city of Orlando and the Night Nation, I have more to offer.
Ricky, have you gotten a chance to meet new defensive coordinator Ted Roof yet? What did your impression with him, and what do you think he brings to this program from that?
I got to sit down and really talk to him, and I realized he's a football guy. He knows football, and he's been a lot of great places, and so he's going to come in, lead the players we have, and it's my job as a player to make sure I'm in the best shape as possible and to be able to fit in his scheme and play football.
On paper, your defensive tackle group is probably one of the more strong groups as far as returning experience. Your two deep is back from a year ago. What collectively as a group are you guys looking to most focus on and improve upon as you get ready for another year in the Big 12?
I think we're really just focusing on just being able to fully take over games. We had Lee Hunter had a crazy season, John Walker had a crazy season, but really just putting together a full season and a full game. Being able to step splash plays, taking over a full game, from start to finish.
How excited are you when you look at your side of the ball and you see all the guys returning? Then you look at the transfer portal and you see all the proven players, all the guys who have years of starting experience at linebacker and DB. There's a lot of talent coming in to you guys this year. How excited are you about that side of the ball? I'm very excited. I feel like we have a lot of weapons, but like I said, we have to work. On paper we're supposed to be a dominant defense, but we have to put in that work. Right now to be that defense.
Ricky, you've had kind of an interesting career. You transferred, but you still have the same coach, Kenny Martin. What's your relationship been with him from Western Kentucky to you?
Coach Martin, he's like a father figure to me. He knows how to get me to work harder. He knows the best way that I work under conditions. He's always been able to push me to the next level. So I love the guy. He's like a father to me.
Obviously, you guys struggled against the run last year, but all these new additions, coaching changes, is that going to change, and how are you guys preparing for that to change?
Yes, sir. Of course. Definitely stopping that run starts in the weight room. So we brought in Coach Kinsey, who's helping us develop that edge. To be better in the run.
You just mentioned it, Coach Kinsey's only been here a couple weeks, but what are your early impressions of him as a person, as a strength coach, and are the workouts maybe different than what you've been used to?
He's definitely a guy who, he has a standard. He came in with a standard, and every day we've been working to meet that standard, day in. And he brings an edge that we have to develop, and be all on accord.
Ricky, obviously last year didn't go how you wanted to, personally, physically, and everything. What did you learn about the Big 12 in that first year that stood out to you, maybe that can help you guys as you move into the year two?
I think for me personally, I went to the Big 12 thinking it was more of a passing league, but I realized they run the ball a lot.
What's your outlook for this year? You kind of were talking about defense and your side of the ball. A lot of guys, added on that side offensively as well. A lot of guys returning. We're talking to more of them after you. So what are you guys looking to do in year two in the Big 12?
Really, put a stamp on ourselves as one of the better teams in the Big 12. Last year, we had some, we was up and down, but this year we put a complete season together and really solidify who we are in the Big 12.
Does that mean win a championship?
Yes, sir.
For you physically, what do you want to do to improve this offseason as you guys get ready for spring ball?
Just physically take care of my body, training room, living there, as much as possible. Really, just put myself in a position where freak accidents happen, but if I can minimize that as much as possible, really just take care of myself.
You guys all set? Perfect.
Thanks, Ricky.
No problem.
I mean, it's kind of talk about this defensive line because you pretty much return everyone other than Josh and Traymon, I guess. But on the interior, you return everybody.
Yes, sir.
So, how much better are you guys going to be having that much more experience?
We're gonna be way better. Just bringing back everybody. That means we really didn't have any fall off, and we honestly can build off of what we already had. And, guys get to just develop and take the next step.
Ricky, how challenging was last year? I mean, you talked a little bit about the injuries and missing games. I mean, for you, physically and mentally, how challenging was it to not be able to be there every week?
It was definitely a mental battle. I don't think people really realize, the mental aspect of football and not being able to play at your best or play at all really takes a toll on you. And I'm just glad I had a great support system with the strength staff and coaches and just helped me through it.
What was kind of the message to you during when you were working to rehab and get back on the field? What was their message to you to kind of maybe keep you going and not get down?
Just trust it. Just trust it. Injuries happen, freak accidents happen, and it's just about just showing up every day and just really working to make yourself healthy again.
RJ called last year's 6-7 record embarrassing. Coach echoed similar sentiments. What are your opinions about the 6-7 record? Do you feel like it's kind of in similar vein of embarrassing?
6-7 is definitely embarrassing. It's not something I ever thought I would do in college football or in football. Honestly, I've never really had a losing season like that. So being on a 6-7 team was flat out embarrassing. We have work to do to fix it, and I feel like right now we're taking the steps towards it.
Do you feel like you guys have a chip on your shoulder maybe to go into this season, more so because you want to prove that you guys are better than the record?
100%, 6-7. I mean that's pretty. At the bottom, we have work to do.
How would you say Ted Roof coming in can help in terms of that coach mentions how, what in his evaluation process bringing in coaches that he's proven that he can win with Ted Roof being one of them?
I think he's a big time coach, and that him coming here and being able to pick his brain and really just, he's a defensive mind, so being able to come in here and really just learn from him and him putting us in positions to make great plays. I mean, as players, we have to do all we have to do is trust him.
Addison moves over shifts now to a co-defensive role. What have you had a chance to talk to him about it, and what's kind of his mentality been about?
I haven't really talked to Coach Addison yet. I haven't really seen him, but I mean, he's still here, and at the end of the day, I mean, I'm a worker, and my job is to go out there, play football. His job is to coach, and so right now I have to do mine.
Where did you learn the most about the first year of the Big 12? What kind of stood out to you more than anything else? I think you said you thought maybe it was more of a passing league, and it really wasn't, but was there anything else maybe from a position standpoint that you learned?
I learned that everybody's a lot bigger,
Yeah.
They're going to play a top offensive line every week. Every offensive line we played pretty much had a guy who's projected first round or top 3. So that the competition is there, and you can get the most out of it if you put in the work in the offseason.
Did you feel like Did you feel like you mentioned everyone's a little bit bigger? Did you feel like size-wise that the offensive linemen were a little bit bigger, obviously, than what you guys faced in the American, and that was a little bit of the challenge you guys had to face?
Yes, sir, of course. I mean, coming from the American, the offensive linemen are a lot smaller, just because of, recruiting and, being a Power 5. So, just being able to just adjust, and that's why the weight room is so important, to be able to, play against those big offensive linemen.
When did you first feel that way? I mean, was there a game that you felt like, wow, maybe they're the Big 12, some teams are a little more physical than we are?
I mean, I don't necessarily think we ever got actually out physical. I think we got out schemed.
Out schemed?
Yeah.
So how much are you looking forward to this season with you guys are adding a lot of pieces on defense, a lot of playmakers who have played a lot of football are joining you guys this year. Then you look at the same way on offense, so you guys should have a more complete team. How excited are you? What do you think you can really accomplish this year?
I'm excited. I feel like the sky's the limit, but it looks good on paper. Like I said earlier, we have to put in the work to go out there and be that team that we're supposed to be.
You look at the new guys. You mentioned transfers. You look at the young freshmen coming in. Are there any of these guys that you're really interested or eager to look at to see them get on the field and go against them?
Yeah, the transfer from ECU. I heard he's 17. He played last year. ECU at 16.
Yeah.
I'm impressed. I'm gonna be honest. He played college football at 16. I'm impressed. Now I kind of can't wait to see him in pass to see how he plays.